Today's episode of Business English with Tanya, you're going to master 10 popular business expressions. Not only that, but I'm going to show you common mistakes to avoid, and I'm going to give you advanced pronunciation tips so you can use these expressions naturally and confidently. Now, I will say, normally, I recommend not obsessing about grammar and word order. However, when it comes to expressions, idioms, collocations, specificity matters because by deviating even a little bit for the native speaker experience, sometimes it feels like our brain glitches and we won't perceive what you're trying to say. So this is really important to take a little extra time to practice using it and making sure you're using the specific words in the specific order. So let's jump right on in. The first expression for today is stepping up to the plate. So this means taking responsibility or initiative. What I find is the mistake I see the most. I think it's because as a non-native speaker, you see plate and you assume this is an idiom that references food. However, this stems from baseball. So it's a different kind of plate. So the mistake I hear is people say setting up the plate. So it's actually stepping up to the plate because think about the baseball player stepping up to home plate on the floor, on the ground. So sometimes knowing where the expression comes from can help you avoid mistakes. So let's take a look at an example. It's time for us to step up to the plate and take charge of the situation. So, as a leader in business, this is going to be a really good expression for you because it's something that helps motivate it, something that really calls people to action. For the advanced pronunciation tip, in American English, we use reductions a lot. In this case, one of the most common ones is we tend to not pronounce the D at the end of and. And so that's a tiny thing that you can improve that immediately makes your English sound less formal and actually a little less British and more natural and American, if that's your goal. So notice the difference. Step up to the plate and take charge, or the more natural option, step up to the plate and take charge. And take charge. Okay, good. Remember, practice. Take some time to put the lunch down if you're eating lunch while you're listening to this and open your mouth. The next expression, the ball is in your court. So the common mistake I see for this one is sometimes people will pluralize it. It's always singular. The ball is in your court. If you say the balls are in your court, honestly, you might get some interesting reactions to that one. Maybe somebody will giggle or they'll look a little bit confused. And as you know, when you see people are confused when you're speaking, that's such a confidence killer. So don't let it kill your confidence. Just assume, okay, maybe I need to look back at that later. Keep going. Keep speaking with executive presence. Okay, so this expression means that it's someone else's turn to take action or make a decision. So this one you can think about sports like tennis, right? When it's the other person's turn, the ball is in their court, their area. For the example, I did what I could on my end, so now the ball is in your court. So that's another great expression, on my end. So that means like what my responsibility was. For the advanced pronunciation tip, something that I love is connected speech. Once you're at this more advanced level, connected speech is really what helps you speak smoothly. For example, here, the ball is. So here we have a great example for linking. We have the consonant sound L at the end of ball and the vowel sound I at the beginning of is. So you're going to link it. Instead of ball is, ball is. Ball is. And the S in is sounds like a Z. So if you're saying is, that's going to sound accented. So if that's one of your goals to make it sound more natural, the S sounds like a Z. So let's practice again. Now the ball is in your court. Good. And if connected speech is something that you're interested in and getting really advanced technical practice for pronunciation, I highly recommend my Advanced Pronunciation Accelerator program. It's about 3 months. It's really intensive, but it's designed for the advanced speaker. And all of the daily practice is B2 to C2 level vocabulary. So it helps you elevate your English as well as your pronunciation. Next expression, touch base. Love this one. We use this so much in business English. To make contact or check in with someone briefly. For the example, I'll touch base with you next week to follow up on our action items from this meeting. To reduce the accent here, I would say I find my clients will tend to add a sound at the end of touch. So touch. That also even as I say it, right? It sounds very Italian. So there you want to make sure you close your mouth. Avoid having that extra moment. So touch base, touch base. So there technically there's no linking, but you don't need the pause. Touch base. And this we use it a lot in emails as well as in verbal English. So let's touch base next week. Should we touch base about this later? So this is one of the most frequently used expressions. Next one, thinking on your feet. I feel like this one is understandable. Adapting quickly and responding to situations promptly. Thinking on your feet. So a really important thing here is to keep it plural, unlike the other one. Don't make it singular. So if you say thinking on your foot, someone might giggle because it sounds cute and it sounds different. But if you want to, especially as in a leadership position, you want to keep that authority. So adding a little extra effort in your practice with these expressions is going to help you just be taking it seriously as you deserve to be. All right. Our team had to think on their feet when the client changed the project requirements at the last minute. Okay. So it means like you have to pivot. You have to, as soon as they change that deadline, you got to figure out how to adapt to it. Now, here for the advanced pronunciation, last minute. So, this is another example of a reduction. A lot of times we eat that T. So, it won't sound like last minute, last minute, last minute. So, by studying reductions, and I have a whole masterclass about this, this is a full week of work in my pronunciation program. You're able to identify the most popular areas where we tend to drop letters or reduce them, and that really helps your pronunciation sound so much more natural. Next one, bring to the table. So this means contributing specific qualities or assets to a situation or group. Everyone here brings unique skills to the table, which is vital for a project's success. Now, this one, as you can see, for the example, I wanted something with an adjective, so you see where that goes into the expression. So to bring unique skills. So we have the adjective unique, then we have skills to the table. So you're going to put whatever you bring if you needed to add something after the word bring. You can also omit it. Like, what do you bring to the table? What do you bring to the table? So everyone here brings unique skills to the table, which is vital for our project's success. So we have two advanced pronunciation moments here to go into. Number one is the reduction, which again, once you're at the advanced level, connected speech, reductions, these are really where you want to focus on for your practice. That's that next level. In addition to focusing on the higher level B2 to C2 level vocabulary. But I find that my clients, when we do training, they just want to get to that C2 level. But I'll tell you right now, in fact, I'm going to put myself full screen for this. C2 is good for testing English. The structure at C2, the grammatical structure, is so overly formal that will not actually help you with a more eloquent communication style. So, what I recommend is review the B2 to C2 level vocabulary, but make sure that you're getting the practice that helps you implement it in a way that you can actually use it and sound like you have authority, not like you're an encyclopedia. And a way to do this, I love to get examples from ChatGPT or any AI system. You just put in the prompt what you need it for. So, for example, give me 5 C2 level vocabulary words. Please give me examples in conversational sentences that I can use as a CFO at a pharmaceutical company. That's how you can get the higher level English in a way that you can actually use so you're not wasting time studying things that you're never going to apply. Or that if you do, it's just not going to give you the result that you need. I always say practice makes progress, but at this level and for business English and for busy leaders like you, the right practice makes the right progress. Okay, back to the expressions. So here we have reductions, for example, to Americans tend to say t. So it brings unique skills to the table, to the table. And then for connected speech, here we have blending. So projects ends with a s sound. Success starts with a s sound. So with connected speech rules, you can blend those two sounds and you're actually only going to pronounce that S once. So it's going to sound like instead of projects, success, it's going to sound like project success. And these are those little moments that really refine and elevate your English. And when you feel confident about your English, you become a better communicator, you can become a better leader because your brain is not worried about that anymore. And you're able to really focus on why you're in that leadership position. And that's your strategy, that's your experience, the implementation. Next expression, get the ball rolling. So, here to start a process or project, this is another one where singularity really matters. So, you're not getting the balls rolling, just get the ball rolling. Let's get the ball rolling on the new marketing campaign by finalizing our objectives today. So, get the ball rolling means get going. Now, for this one, silent letters are really important. For example, campaign. The G is silent. This is another one of the master classes that I have. What's unique about the particular program I'm talking about, the Advanced Accelerator Pronunciation Program, is I go for the high frequency words at your level because it's really intimidating to think about. I need to learn all of the English words with silent letters. You don't need that. You want to focus on high frequency words for you. So, in your position, what are the words that you need? So, what I did for the masterclass is I focused on the ones that I see all of my clients make mistakes over and over again. For example, campaign is one of them. Answer is one of the most common ones where I see people still, or I hear people still pronounce the W. So it's not answer, but answer. So you want to analyze, and a way to do this is take a look at even like your company's website. What are some high frequency words there? Because those are going to be words that you're probably using a lot in meetings. Start with those. That's a really great way to identify the words that you need the most, perfect them, or just refine them, and then you can grow from there. It's all about strategy and efficiency. Next expression, on the same wavelength. This means thinking in a similar way or understanding each other well. It's clear we're on the same wavelength regarding the company's strategic direction. So here, notice I messed up. I started the sentence and I got a little bit lost. When you mess up, not if you mess up, but when you mess up, keep going and keep the confidence. If you immediately shame yourself and you think, oh, I messed it up, I'm going to sound stupid, and you go into this whole confusion moment, it's going to kill your confidence, kill your delivery, and kill your executive presence. It's about making mistakes with confidence. You need to take a breath. If you want to acknowledge the moment, if you're like, oh, I guess I had too much coffee, let me try that again. Whatever your personality is, then deal with the mistake in the most natural way to you. Next one, no stone unturned. So this means thoroughly searching or investigating. Now, we before we even get to the example, let's practice the pronunciation of that word again. Thoroughly. Because it looks like rough is in the middle of it. It is not pronounced the same way. Oh, I don't know if you noticed in the video, the balloons came up. Thoroughly. Thorough. Thoroughly. The GH is silent. The OU is just like a U. It's a tough word, but once you realize that there are way more letters than you actually pronounce, hopefully it's less stressful. The example for this expression, in addressing this issue, we will leave no stone unturned until we find a solution. Now, when you're practicing, visualize yourself using this in the meeting, because even as I read it, it just felt correct. But now I'm going to visualize myself. Okay, I'm leading a meeting with 20 members of my team. I'm trying to speak with authority, and I want to make sure I really impress upon them this point. All right, everyone, in addressing this issue, we will leave no stone unturned until we find a solution. So here you're trying to say, like, I'm going to take care of it. We're going to be thorough with this. So you want to instill confidence, practice that in your intonation and delivery. What I find and what I do with my clients is practice stressing different words, just play around with it. So here, for example, in addressing this issue, in addressing this issue, in addressing this issue, none of them are wrong. But in playing around with it, you're flexing your intonation muscle and you're getting to know your voice. And then you can pick the one that works best for your context. Raise the bar. If you work at Amazon or AWS, you're familiar with this. There's even a whole position for this, the bar raiser. This means setting higher expectations or setting higher standards or expectations. With this project, we aim to raise the bar for quality and innovation in our industry. So here, keep it singular as well. You don't raise the bars, just raise the bar. The S in raise sounds like a Z. So it's not rice, because that sounds like the food, rice. This is raise the bar. If you're ever in doubt how the S is pronounced, you can look at the pronunciation and the IPA symbol, the phonetic symbol, is going to look different. If you don't know what the symbols are, that's okay. Put a word that you know. For example, is, has that Z sound. Look at that symbol. Put the word raise. If the symbol matches, it's the same sound. Now for this one, there are so many reductions in this example. So let's go over those. So we aim not aim to. To is not wrong, but the reduction to sounds more American. We aim to raise the bar for, instead of for. The bar for quality and, not and quality and innovation. So now you see all these different opportunities for reductions. When you put them together and you practice them, even though I'm still speaking slowly and clearly, it's going to sound faster. So whenever I get clients that tell me, I want to speak English fast like a native speaker, don't focus on speed. Focus on connected speech and reductions. That's going to make your English sound a little faster, but it's actually going to be natural and clear. Because clarity is the most important. If people can't understand you, I don't care how fast it is or how much like a native speaker it is. Clarity is communication. So start there. And last but not least, go the extra mile. Singular again. So you're not going extra miles. You're going the extra mile. This means making more effort than is expected. Our customer service team consistently goes the extra mile to ensure client satisfaction. Excellent. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm really looking forward to you practicing these. If you'd like to see the sentences and the examples, you can practice on your own. Get the notes in the video link in the video section. And if you want any other courses or coaching or resources, go ahead and go to tanyasuarez.com, and I'll put the website up here. And there you can take a look at my online courses or my one-on-one coaching. I have specific coaching for leadership communication, and I also have English fluency and career development. Thank you so much. Remember, practice makes progress, but as a busy professional, as a leader, make it easier for yourself. The right practice makes the right progress. So use the tips in this video and in all my videos to make sure that you're getting the practice that elevates your English faster every day. Don't keep staying in student mode so that you're studying, hoping to use it one day. Now it's different. Now you want immediate implementation. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next week for the next episode.